Welcome to our pre-point class. This class is designed for people who aren't yet on point, but who are looking to build strength and flexibility in their feet and ankles, hopefully with the goal of eventually going up on point soon. So to start off, we're going to begin by warming up the ankles and the feet. Starting with our feet in parallel, we're going to begin also by waking up the rotator muscles in the hips. So from a plie, we're going to open the feet out into first, squeezing the glutes, keeping the hips lifted at the front. So we have two of these. Plie, rotate, squeeze the inside thighs. Plie, rotate. Then we're going to push the foot to a pointed foot. Make a circle with the ankle, keeping the knee very still. So 2 circles with the ankles. Lower down. We repeat. Plie, rotate to first. Plie, rotate to first. Point. And notice how as soon as I go onto one leg, my weight shifts across to my standing leg. So my tummy button is in line with my working leg. Sorry, standing leg. So point, circle 1, circle 2, and close. We go again. Bend and rotate, bend and rotate, push. Nice and energetic. Circle, circle, close. Plie, rotate, keep the hips lifted, and push. 1, 2, and close. Then we're going to rise up and test your balance, focusing the eyes ahead of you, keeping the arms in first position. Come down on a plie, and then we're just going to stretch the calves. So calf stretch, you want to make sure the hips are lifted at the front, the heel is pressing down at the back, and your back is nice and tall. Make sure you do both legs, and you should feel a nice stretch in the calf muscle. Okay, off we go with the music. We're going to start with our feet in parallel and squeezing the glutes. We're going to rotate the legs so you can feel the inside thighs working, the glutes working, the hips lifted, the abs nice and strong, rib cage closed, shoulders open, neck long and head relaxed. And feeling your lats pulling down the sides, you want to feel a space between the arm and your rib cage. You don't want the arms pressing in like this. Nice lifted feeling. So with your feet pressing together, we're going to start with pony trots. Pony trots involve pressing over the DEMI points like this, rising up onto your DEMI point and then switching legs. So we're going to have 4 rises like this, 4 pony trots, and then we're going to have 4 with a bent knee as you come down. Then we're going to roll up through the feet. So that's going to start with a bend, lifting the heels, rising up into the DEMI point and lowering down, and then we reverse this by going up onto the toes, bending, so you're stretching over the toes, stretching the metatarsals, heels down into the floor for an Achilles stretch, and then straighten the knees. Okay, so we're going to start with 4 pony trots without the bend. So that's going to be 1 and rise, 2 and rise. Make sure your knee is going straight over your toes. 3 and 4. Then for the bend. 1, again, knees over toes. Posture nice and strong. 2 and 3. Really stretching the demi-pointe as you go. 4, lower down. Then we bend, lift the heels, rise, squeeze the glutes, rotate the legs at the back, lower down with resistance, reverse up, stretch over the toes, heels down into the floor, straighten the knees, and then we're going to finish with a balance. So rising up on your demi-pointe, nice high demi-pointe, don't be halfway here, as high as you can go, making sure you feel all 10 toes in the floor. You're not rolling onto the big toe, you're definitely not rolling onto the baby toe, you're right in the middle of the foot, pulling up with the posture, arms in first position, focus the eyes, and lower down gently. Okay, let's have a go with the music. Okay, next we're going to move on to some rises. Now in ballet we have different names for different types of rises. When we rise up on straight legs, so with the knees stretched, this is an elevate. When we rise up from a bend, this is a releve. We also do rises on 1 leg, 2 legs, in parallel, turned out, and also today going to do some rises from our demi-plie in parallel position. Now first of all, it's important to check that the placement of the feet is correct. So one thing to help you with this is placing something between the lower legs. Now I've used a lemon, but you can use whatever you like. You might want to use a tennis ball or maybe a small rubber ball that you might use to massage underneath the feet, or pick a piece of fruit if you like as well, but make sure it's not too big so that the feet can't touch. So you want the feet to be able to press together, and the object between the legs is just to keep them nice and straight. Because in our rises, we're going to aim to rise up over the middle of the foot. So if the legs are too wide apart, you might find yourself rolling onto the big toe. Equally, you might find yourself rolling onto the baby toe. And both can be quite dangerous, especially rolling onto the baby toe, because it's so easy to go over your ankle. And both are training your body to pick up bad habits. So, lemon between the lower legs. You should feel like the hips are now nice and straight, knees are directly over toes. And we're going to start with some elevates, so rising up with no bend. So we have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Now on 7, 8, we're just going to take it out and straighten back up. Now we go with releves. 1, 2, try and keep this position. 3 and 4, so knees over toes, 5 toes spread into the floor, 5 and 6, we're going to go up to 8, 7 and 8. Picking up 1 foot, we now have 3 elevates on 1 leg. 1, really use the strength in your ankles here. Make sure you're straight over the middle part of the foot. On 4 we close, we pick up the other leg. Toe goes just to the ankle bone. 1 and 2, pulling it nice and tall with your back. 3 and 4, we close and bend. Now we have 8 heel pops. So this is on a bend, just the heels coming up. So we have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. You'll feel this in the calves. 7 and 8. So all three different types of rises, your eleves, releves, and heel pops, are targeting different parts of the ankle and the lower leg, especially the calf muscle. So we're trying to strengthen everything. So you've got a nice, well-rounded kind of strength for your point work. So let's have a go without the music first, just a quick recap. So you've got 6 eleves with the small object between the lower legs. Take it out on 7, 8. 8 releves from a plie. 3 on one leg. Really make sure you're pulling up with your posture. If you're heavy, that's going to be much harder for your lower legs to do the work. So pull up nice and tall. 3 on the other leg. And then in a plie, we have 8 to finish. Then if you like, you might want to do a little calf stretch by yourself. This is up to you, depending on how you're feeling. Okay, off we go with the music. Okay, moving on now to one of my favourite exercises to build up the strength in the feet. We're going to begin with our feet in first position. So first of all, targeting the demi-point, we're going to start with the right leg tundering to the side. However, we're going to keep the toes still pressing into the floor, so only the heel is lifted. This isn't a full point, this is half a point. Then from here, we're going to stretch to a full point, go back to your demi-point, close to first. Repeat everything again. Demi-point, point, demi-point, close. Make sure you really exaggerate each position. Now we're going to go faster through the foot. Demi-point, point. Now we're working just the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, close, 8. Then we do the other leg, shifting the weight across, keeping the hips level. Demi-point, point, demi-point, close. Again, demi-point, demi, close. Through the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, close on 8. Shifting the weight across again, we've got our right foot. We're now going to make a claw with the foot. So you point the foot to the side. Now keeping the arch really lifted, you're going to drop the heel down. Then go back to your pointed foot. So we're not letting the foot go flat onto the floor. You're keeping the shape of the pointed foot as much as you can whilst the heel drops. So we have 2 of these. Point, claw, point, claw, point, stretch, bring the weight, slide the weight across over your working leg. Onto the demi-point, you're a lunge to the side, stretch and close. Then the other leg. Point, claw. Should feel like the arch is really pushing up, almost into a cramp. You don't want the foot to actually cramp, but it feels like it's almost going to do that. Stretch to the side, point and close. Finishing by rolling up through the feet, focusing the eyes, lengthening the back, arms to first, keeping the ankles still, lift the arms to fifth, open, and finish on a nice big demi-plie to finish.